Okay, gentlemen, the next part for our lecture is all about the principles of police organization. It came to my attention that most of you failed to view and watch the video presentation or the lecture that I have posted on my YouTube channel. So I have already noted the attendance, the class participation for this online class to those who have commented their names on the comment section. Ang mainam po, ang dahilan kung bakit doon ko pinost kasi pwede siyang download tapos i-delete lang pagkatapos mapakinggan o mapanood ng paulit-ulit. Kasi sa summary and response, ang intention ko sa summary and response is gusto kong matiyak na yung mga lecture ko, video lectures ko na ibinibigay sa inyo is pinapakinggan nyo, pinapanood nyo, at saka may natututunan kayo ng kahit kaunti lang. Kasi nga, napakalaki ng pagsisisi ng isang tao kapag pagdating sa board exam, hindi niya masagutan o hindi niya alam yung tanong sa board exam. So, lalo na sa law enforcement administration which is composed of 20% in the board examination. So, kasama itong law enforcement operation and planning with crime mapping sa subsubject ng LEA. So, ang pinakamainam po sa inyo bilang mga estudyante is mag-exert kayo ng effort na gumawa ng email account para yun ang gamitin nyo sa YouTube. So, itong YouTube is maganda kasi po pwede nyo i-download o kaya naman is kapag may oras kayo, panoorin nyo lamang ito. Kasi nga sa Facebook minsan putol-putol tapos walang nag-view sa inyo. Nakikita ko kasi hindi kayo makasagot sa oral recitation at saka sa summary and response nyo. And take note, sa summary and response, I wanted you to make your own summary of the report video presentation that I have provided. Ang gusto ko is yung sentence form or paragraph form, hindi yung copy and paste lang ang ginagawa natin. Mahirap po yun. Hindi ho yun totoong summary and response. Yun ho is tinitiyak ko na may natututunan kayo. So, just exert a little bit more effort for me to appreciate your work, your participation on this class, online class interaction. So, maraming salamat kung papakinggan niyo ako. Okay, the principles of police organization. Okay, sa principle is, police organization are either formal or informal. Of course, pag sinabi natin formal, it's either the communication between and among the personnel involved in an organization, a police organization, are using the formal type, for example, using the communication proper, for example, yung sinasabi nating reports, records, mayroong system na sinusundan, o kaya yung informal, which is, for example, verbatim, verbal lang, hindi sumusunod sa patakaran ng police organization. Formal organizations are highly structured while informal organizations are those without structures. Sinasabi natin na kapag formal, mayroong structure, mayroong sinusunod na patakaran, while informal is sige, basta na lang yan. O parang wala kang sinusunod na certain guidelines. Okay. Every formal police organization, whether small or large, are governed by the following principles. So yan ho, ito po yung mga sumusunod na nagpapatakbo sa isang police organization na gumagamit ng formal organization. Number 1 is principle of unity of objectives. An organization is effective if it enables the individuals to contribute to the organization's objectives. So, the purpose of every personnel involved in the organization, police organization, must be unified with the objectives of the organization. Yung sinasabi natin na kailangan magkakatulad yung kanilang aims, goals na sinusunod o gustong marating. So ito yung sinasabi nating unity of objectives. Okay, number 2 is principle of organizational efficiency. So, an organization structure is effective if it is structured in such a way to aid the accomplishment of the organization's objectives with a minimum cost. So, makikita natin effective, efficient yung organization natin kapag yung purpose natin, yung objective natin, yung goal natin is na-attend natin o kaya na success sa pamamagitan ng minimum cost. Okay, yung time management is maganda, time management na nagawa natin yan ng kaunting oras lang yan, tapos perfect. For example, maganda yung kinalabasan, yung sa usage of money consumption, for example. So, nakalist tayo, for example, yung resources na ginamit natin sa pagpapatakbo ng isang organization is minimal at hindi makakasira o makaka-downfall sa organization natin. Ang kagandahan yan is yung lahat ng involved sa police organization is makakaranas ng sinasabi nating self-satisfaction kapag efficient at saka effective ang ating organizational objectives. So number 3 is Scalar Principle. Shows the vertical hierarchy of the organization, which defines an unbroken chain of units from the top to bottom, describing explicitly the flow of authority. So, ang ibig sabihin ng Scalar Principle is vertical from top to bottom. So, ibig sabihin kung ano yung pinag-utos sa taas, command order sa taas, is yun ang susundin pababa. Hindi po pwedeng yung sa baba ang nasusunod ng sa taas. Kasi nga, yun yung sinasabi nating may unity of command. Okay. The scalar principles are, mayroon tayong sinasabing line of authority and chain of command. Yun. This principle of organization suggests that communications should ordinarily go upward through established channels in the hierarchy. Diverting orders, directives, or reports around a level of command usually has disastrous effect on efficiency of the organization. So, in order for a certain organization to succeed, we need to adopt a line of authority and chain of command. For example, the chief of police will command his subordinates to do an operation. So, siya yung gagawa. So, siya ang masusunod. So, for example, a ground commander in a hostage negotiation, for example, in handling a crisis management, so he must be in command, siya yung dapat na masunod, siya yung dapat na magtatakda kung ano ang decision na gagawin sa pakikipag-usap dun sa hostage taker o sa hostage negotiation. Letter B, the span of control of a supervisor over personnel or units shall not mean more than what he can effectively direct and coordinate. In span of control, levels of authority shall be kept to a minimum. For example, you are a team leader of Team 1, for example. Sa isang Team 1, ikaw yung team leader. For example, ang ranko mo is Police Lieutenant. Then, yung span of control mo lamang, kung hanggang saan lang yung limitation na ibibigay sa iyo is doon lang sa team mo, sa team 1 lang. Sila lang yung dapat mong hawakan at saka i-direct kung anong dapat nilang gawin. Hindi mo po pwedeng pasukan yung group 2, team 2 na sabihin mong ganito ang gagawin ninyo. Ganyan. Because sa PNP, sa police organization, there must be a span of control kung saan hanggang saan yung limitation na po pwede mong gawin. Yung nasasklaw ng yung trabaho. Okay. Letter C, the delegation of authority shall carry with it a commensurate authority, and the person to whom the authority is delegated shall be held accountable therefore. It implies that delegation must carry with it appropriate responsibility. So, a supervisor or a superior must delegate the authority. For example, the provincial director of Lanao del Sur has stopping pattern, for example. Mayroon siyang mga chief for different offices, different sections. Makikita natin sa section 1, for example, ang sa personnel, mayroon dong tinalaga na chief sa investigation, sa intelligence, sa supply. So, sa pag-delegate ng authority na yon, makikita natin na doon lang yung dapat na gawin at yun lang ang responsibility ng isang chief o isang tao. So, doon lang siya mag-act ng kanyang sole responsibility. Dahil kapag lumaktaw siya, pumunta siya dun sa ibang office, tapos yun ang kanyang trabaho, mawawalan ng saysay yung kanyang authority at saka magiging failure yung trabaho na ibinigay sa kanya pag didelegate sa kanya ng authority. So I hope you understand. Okay, letter D is the unity of command. So ang unity of command explains that subordinates should only be under the control of one supervisor. We have already discussed this one, but it is still part of the Scalar Principle. So as I have always said, kailangan isa lang yung boss para isa lang ang masunod para hindi maligaw at magkawatak-watak yung personnel ng isang organization. Okay, number 4 is the functional principle. Sa functional principle refers to division of work according to type, place, time, and specialization. Sinasabi ko parati na dapat ang isang tao ay lagay doon sa naangkop na trabaho na mayroon siyang kakayahang gawin, mayroon siyang kaalaman, mayroon siyang specialization, expertise na naangkop sa kanya. So yun, yung time natin type, kung anong trabaho ang ibibigay sa kanya, dapat alam na yan. Place, kung ang lugar ba ay suitable sa kanya. Time, sa time management naman is yung for example, malakas siya, kaya niya yung trabaho, nandiyan na sa time, and specialization, na yung skills na meron siya. Okay, number 5 is line and staff. So line and staff implies that a system of varied functions arranged into a workable pattern. The line organization is responsible for the direct accomplishment of the objectives, while the staff is responsible for support, advisory, or facilitative capacity. So, ang line organization is sila yung nag-direct ng accomplishment, sila yung gagawa ng work intended para mag-come up ng isang result. So, while staff, ang halimbawa nito, o pinaka-ano nito is, pupuyin namin halimbawa yung Philippine National Police personnel and the non-uniform personnel. Sa non-uniform personnel, they are merely a support to us na gumagawa ng mga trabaho namin. So, ang pinakamaganda nito is yung sa staff is sila yung nasa taas. For example, sa Lanao del Sur PPO, Police Provincial Office, meron kaming staff. So, sila yung support, advisory, or facilitative capacity. Sila yung nagmamando rin. Pero yung sa line, sila halimbawa sa nakaupo sa may MPS, nakaupo sa companies. So sila yung line. Sila mismo yung gumagawa ng operations, ng investigation, ng patrolling, ng traffic, nag-implement ng peace and order, nag-enforce ng directives, ordinances. So yan yung sinasabi nating line. So number 6 is principle of balance. So of course, kinakailangan natin yung balancing. Kasi kapag hindi natin nabigyan ng tamang pasahod, tamang time, tamang effort, tamang pahinga yung tao natin is pupwedeng makasira sa organization. States that the application of principle must be balanced to ensure the effectiveness of the structure and meeting organization objectives. So yon, balance. Kinakailangan hindi po pwedeng 3 araw gising yung pulis mo. O kaya, hindi basta-basta lang gagamitin yung pera, pondo, kung saan gusto lamang. Dapat nakaprograma yan. Mayroong systematic approach na ginagamit. Okay, number 7, principle of delegation by results. Dito sa principle of delegation by result is states that authority delegated should be adequate to ensure the ability to accomplish expected result. So, of course, for example, si police colonel at saka si police colonel 1 at saka si police colonel 2 is si si 1 is maganda yung result sa lahat ng trabaho na pinapagtrabaho sa kanya. Pero si 2 is mayroong nakukulang, may lapses, so may lacking. So dapat yung pagdidelegate ng trabaho isibigay mo dun sa may kaya. Hindi yung trying hard na hindi at the end of the day hindi naman niya magawa. So kinakailangan natin yung result. May magandang mag-come up ng result para sa ikakabuti ng organization. Okay, number 8 is principles of absoluteness of responsibility. It explains that the responsibility of the subordinates to their superior for performance is absolute, and the superior cannot escape responsibility for the organization on activities performed by their subordinates. Of course, ang responsibility, ang accountability na ginagawa sa isang organization, sa isang operation, sinasabi natin is nandoon sa team leader, nandoon sa nagbibigay ng command. So kapag halimbawa mayroong ginawa itong subordinate niya, which is nasa kanyang position, nasa kanyang tawag dito, command, nasa kanyang area, siya yung leader. So siya mismo yung ipapatawag, tatanungin kung bakit ito nangyari. Okay.